Hello, hello, Mystic GLoLady here. It has been too long since I have done any divination readings. It's been a year and a half that I have taken a hiatus in order to finish my civil rights lawsuit that's now in the Supreme Court, and I've also started going back and seeking higher education. So I've been up to a whole lot of things, and I hope that you have been creating as well. My Patreon GLoLady site is up and almost ready to run. I have my inspirational wallet size photos for download, and also my healthy hippie hemp oil blends and other essential oil blends, as well as tools of the trade. There's lots of different support levels, so I hope to see you on my site, GLoLady, on Patreon. I'll put a link below. And now, on to your reading. Hello, hello, Leo. This is your divination reading for June 2007. And yay! We don't have any planets that are knocking down your door. Yay! You can roar this month. Woohoo! As well as in your second house. Nothing's pounding on that door of your finances. With Virgo in there, you want to make sure that they are organized, okay? Go back over them. Not like you don't do, but you might want to do it. Okay, in your third house, Libra is there. Third house of communications, short distance travels, and Jupiter is retrograde. What communications have not been going through? What plans for travels have kept being remade? Well, Jupiter's gone direct on the 10th. So all those plans, all those communications can start to move forward again. It's still going to be in 13 degrees, but balance in communication, short distance travel. It's going to be going full steam ahead. Okay, middle of the month, and it'll keep going until September, where it's going to be going into Scorpio. And speaking of Scorpio, in your fourth house, even though you're bold and expressive, your home is quite secretive. You do like to keep a quiet home front. But fun, creativity, sex, and children, you do like to have fun with your Sagittarius in there, and you have a full moon in Sagittarius on the 9th. But Saturn's putting a damper on things. Saturn is retrograde, 25 to 23 degrees. Now, Saturn's been in there for a while. So, what has the damper been on your fun, creativity, sex, and children? Now, understanding that Saturn is there teaching you lessons, have you learned those lessons that he's just been teaching you? Because if you haven't, that full moon on the 9th is going to shine a light upon that issue. Okay? So have fun, but know where that balance is. In your sixth house of work, health, service, daily routine, you have Pluto going retrograde in Capricorn. And what is that change that you need to do? Pluto is there for a while. So, on top of your health, have you learned what you need to regarding your health? Have you been feeding yourself mentally, physically, emotionally? Are you keeping that balance between mind and body? All right, because Jupiter's going to be, as I said, going direct, and it's going to be coming up there and not conjuncting, but squaring. I mean, we have a square, not a tight one, 5 degrees difference, but Jupiter's going direct and Pluto's retrograde. So that means that those two are going to square off at some point. Okay? Um, we really gotta think about our health because Pluto's that death and transformation. What kind of new you are you working on? What kind of new job are you looking into? In your seventh house of relationships and partnerships, you have Aquarius, the planetary energy of Aquarius, and you love people. You love having people around you. In your eighth house of other people's money, Neptune is there, as well as Chiron, the wounded healer. The eighth house dealing with other people's money, death, inheritance, tax. Neptune going retrograde on the 16th. Illusions, delusions. What is right? What is wrong? Chiron. Don't be counting on using other people's money. Don't be using other people's money to be going out and having fun. You just might be sorry if you do that. Okay. Using other people's money with Chiron in there, it's like, how is that? Are you expecting other people's money that never comes in? And if you are expecting, are those expectations correct? Neptune, illusions, delusions, wounded healer, other people's money? Is it other people's money that you're using or other people owes you money? Or are you counting on other people's money and that's why you have a relationship with those people? We know you like to have a lot of relationships and all for different reasons. As we go into the ninth house, we have Aries, long distance travel, higher learning, Uranus, Venus at the beginning of the month. Venus is at 24 degrees, Uranus 28, 27. Higher learnings. Are you using those higher learnings? We know that you do like higher learnings, but understanding that Aries is in there, that also means that you like to start things, but you don't always finish them. Now, when you're talking about higher learning and going back to school, are you really considering this time of doing it? Or are you just it's just an idea, a flash in the pan, and you're not going to continue on, or you continue it and you give up. In your ninth house, or I'm sorry, in the 10th house, we were just Venus in the ninth house going into the 10th house on the 7th, and you have Taurus in there, so a love of a career. Is that why you gave up those higher learning? Because you found that you did not need it in order to go into the career that you really enjoy. Enjoying your career is very, very important. Love in your career is going to be going down in the month of June. And if you don't love it, Mercury's already in there at 19 degrees. Open your mouth and communicate it. Open your mouth and communicate it, and you are going to totally love what's going on. So open up, communicate, it's all good. Alrighty, moving on to your 11th house. In the 11th house, hopes, wishes, friends, associates. You have Mercury going in there on the 7th. You have the sun already shining there in Gemini, communicating with your friends. You love to communicate with your friends. As I was saying with Aquarius in the 7th house, relationships, the 11th house of friends. Communicating is very, very important. You need and use your friends for communicating, for bouncing your hopes and your wishes off of them. And you have a new moon on the 23rd. What kind of new things, new ideas, new hopes and wishes that you're going to be sharing with your friends? And with Mars in there at 27 degrees at the beginning of the month, working towards those new things that are coming up on the 23rd. What kind of new things are you working on? What kind of hopes and wishes do you have that you're starting to work upon? The new beginnings on the 23rd, as we move with Mars into the 12th house on the 5th, Mars ending the month at 16 degrees. Mercury coming in there on the 22nd, ending at 18 degrees. They're going to be conjunct each other at the end of the month. In the 12th house, you have the energy of Cancer. The secrets, institutions, jails, hidden enemies. That sun is moving up there the same day as Mercury. The sun coming into Cancer and ending at 8 degrees. So the highlight, or the light is going to be lit on these things. So are you going to come to a point where you are going to feel that stab in the back? Do you have to be careful of something happening possibly in your home? Be on guard. If you feel fear, okay, we sometimes have that saying, false expectations appearing real, but is it a fear or is it a still small voice telling you to do something? If it's a fear, it's not going away. If it's a still small voice, it will remind you, but it's not a constant nagging as a fear would be. You know, that still small voice, hey, you should do this. Hey, you should put up some video cameras. Hey, you might want to change your locks. Hey, you might want to cleanse the air in your home. Get some sage out and cleanse it. Okay? So looking at when you're hearing, what is it trying to tell me? And try not to have fear. Do what needs to be done, but try not to have in fear. Believe that you are watched over by something that is greater, and you don't have to know exactly who or what, other than it is good. Good, orderly direction, as in God, G-O-D, as in dog, as some people say, which is backwards, which is faithful, which is loving, which is kind, which will do anything for you, dog. Yeah. You know, who is it that you're plugging your Christmas lights into? What many colors could you have if you plugged into a higher dimension and understand that there's planetary that are working through your life? I mean, as we're going, your career, we're highlighting your career this month. We're highlighting your career, but it's the communications. Is it good? Is it bad? What kind of money are you counting on with someone else? If you're counting on that money from someone else, have you learned the lessons of? You know, have you learned the lessons of? Because these things are going to be highlighted more for you in the month of June. All right. What is that higher learning that you're needing? What is that higher learning for your career that you need? Even if it's just going back and taking one class. One class is not so bad as taking 5 classes a semester. You know, one adult learning class, if you do not have the time to go to school full time. You know, one class is better than none. You know, learning a little bit more every day is what makes us stronger. And I am very sorry that I hear my puppies barking out there in the yard. I asked them if they wanted to come in before I started this reading, and of course they were happy and content. And I don't know who or what they could be barking at, but knowing them, it could be anything. So, Leo, I hope that you have a very good June. With this information, you might be able to avoid some pitfalls. And if you'd like more in depth in what is going on, I will be providing my tarot readings over on my Patreon site. My Patreon site has different levels. All of my fans will get an earlier access to all of my videos, not counting all of the other goodios that um good yeah, good prizes. No, I don't think that they're prizes. No. Um well, maybe they might be prizes. Um Anyhow, I've always made I've always given away more than I have sold in my life. I do enjoy giving. So if I can set different levels for a fan base and give, and in order to give, receive, wow, isn't that what makes the world go round? So Leo, see you, love you, bye.